Our next inductee in the administrators category is Becky Oakes of Missouri. Becky Oakes was a leader at every level of high school sports for 40 years, from her 8 years as a coach and athletic director in Missouri to her 24 years with the Missouri State High School Activities Association to her final 11 years on the NFHS staff. During her time as executive director of the Missouri State Association, Oakes was the first female president of the NFHS Board of Directors.
Early on, I knew I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to be in education. I think I got that from my parents as well, because they put education as just as a priority. And so it just seemed like a natural fit. I could teach, I could coach, I could work with athletics, and moving on into becoming an athletic director. Then I got to organize, and so I could help, at least in my mind, I could help other coaches do a better job, do things better for the school, better for the kids in the community. And then when an opportunity arose with the high school association, I gave it a shot, and I really enjoyed it, and had just a lot of good people that again took me under their wing, and I think I learned what my role was to serve the schools in our state. Being the second female in the United States to be an executive director was it was a little bit daunting to start out with. I don't think it was so daunting that I was the second in the United States. I think it was daunting because I was the first in our state. And how were things going to play out when I would go meet with administrators and have to work. And then I just thought back about, when I first became the athletic director at the high school, we had to go through different things like, Coach, you're going to need to move out of the gym because it's time for the girls' team to practice basketball. And they would, kind of give you a look like, well, who are you? And I'd say, well, I'm the athletic director, and I got to tell you what the schedule in the gym is. So there were some things that you worked with, but again, I think I was very well accepted, with the staff in the building, with the board, and with the schools, because I knew a lot of them, and I think we all just knew we were after the same things, and before long it really didn't make any difference whether you're the first, the only, or one of 50. It just was going to work out okay. I think what I'm probably the most proud of, or at least one of the things I'm most proud of, is I've always believed that sportsmanship is important. And if you look at my career, I think that's always been top of the list, always been a priority. We've always included it. We've always tried to work with our schools to do that. And we didn't have, and I think, Kerwin and his staff have done the same thing, and the board. Missouri just hasn't had a lot of those war stories of bad things that have happened. There are some, but they really haven't had it because I think our schools have embraced that whole idea of having respect, having sportsmanship, having integrity, and I think that probably is what I'm most proud of. Everybody has what I would say, you look back and you have favorite stories to speak of. As I look back, I think probably one of the favorites is when coaches would come up after a tournament or at a tournament, and they would be talking with me, and then they'd just look at me and they'd say, you know what, you are nothing like what we thought you were going to be like. You are just a regular, nice person, and you care about what we do. I think that was probably about the biggest compliment I could get from the people that I work for, that they would say that to me, and that I think that fit everything we wanted to do. Everything we do is for it's for the schools, it's for the coaches, and if they recognize that, that meant that I must be doing my job halfway decent. Title IX is, it's a dynamic process, it's a dynamic program, and it's constantly moving forward. So you know what the history was and kind of the foundation, but you continue to move forward with it, and you see each generation something bigger and better takes place. There's only this small percentage that's going to go on and be a professional something, but there's a whole lot of people that are going to be involved in their their own community or in businesses, CEOs of companies. And there's so many things that you learn by being involved that I think that Title IX has done that. Title IX can continue to help us open doors that we get more people involved. So I think we look at that and we keep moving forward. Being inducted into the National Federation Hall of Fame is just absolutely a tremendous honor. I've sat in the crowd for so many years, and you see people go in to the Hall of Fame and you think, wow, look at what they've done. They're just amazing, and you've worked with some of them, you think, I remember I'd really like to be like them. So when Bruce Howard called and told me that I was going to receive this honor and be in this class of inductees, I was speechless, and you could probably ask Bruce. Becky Oakes being speechless just never happens, but it did this time. So it is truly an honor. I'm tremendously humbled, and I'm so proud.